Oh my god.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's varsity soccer matchup between the Collegiate Cougars and your St. Christopher Saints. It is the Saints senior night, as the Saints have 6 seniors that were already recognized before the game, and the starting lineup is now being called. William, what are you looking for in tonight's game?
Yeah, so Saints can clinch the Prep League title with a win today, and on senior day here at City Stadium, be a great way to send them on their way as the rain starts to begin again. It's been raining all day. Fields might be a little wet.
Yeah, so the Saints took on Norfolk Academy last Friday at Norfolk. They beat them 7-1. If Norfolk had won that game, they would have been the Prep League champion. What do you think the Saints need to do here to win tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean Saints have a really good record. They're really strong defensively. Guys like Guido Hagen. They've also had younger guys step up like Taylor McDermott and other guys. They have a lot of guys really on the team who can do it all. They've got a lot of scorers in Gerard Broussard, and I'm looking for a great matchup here today.
Yeah, Guido Hagen is also recovering from a concussion that he sustained a couple weeks ago, but he is
He
back
should
with
be
us.
active today.
One of the captains. He's a key player on the defense. As Collegiate also has some stud players of their own.
Got a great view up here in the sky-high press box of City Stadium. Actually, pretty far away from the field.
It's a great view, guys.
Aubrey, I'm really looking forward to a good game here today. I mean, both teams competing for the Prep League, number one in the state versus number 4.
Yeah.
Collegiates started off with some early possessions. Saints are going to regain.
Looks like Robert Walmsley's going to have most of the pressure on his side today.
The Saints and the Cougars in their only matchup so far of the season. That game was at Collegiate. I believe cameraman Oliver Sabo was there with Liam Nolan and I for that one. Was a really good game. They actually ended up tying, and Collegiate started off with the lead and eventually got tired in the second half, as Coach Jay Woods was saying earlier yesterday in practice, and Saints ended up catching up and scoring a goal, but still ended up tying in a pretty, I think a lot of the Saints players and fans could say it was a weak performance, and they definitely could have done better.
I agree. Cougars' defense is bringing a lot of pressure on the Saints' offense.
Kick over there. It's going to not roll on the goal side of the field, so it will be a throw-in for the Saints. Interesting opportunity they have here.
Gerard Broussard goes baseline.
And, great save there by the goalie. That's for Collegiate number 18, Peyton Garst. It was a really nice play.
That was a good chip shot from Warner Collier to try and go upper 90, but Collegiate's goalkeeper was there to stop it.
Collegiate's going to clear the ball out and out of bounds after the Saints regaining possession.
So Saints so far has put some good pressure on Garst. But Collegiate's defense has been pretty stout.
Yeah, Collegiate's defense is really good, and they're a really good team this year. They worked a lot over the past couple years to get to where they are. They've went from maybe a bottom of the prep league to one of the top teams. Prep league is actually pretty strong and competitive this year. Typically, Saints end up winning pretty handily and easily, but not today, and not this year.
Yeah, the last time the Saints and Cougars met, it ended in a tie, 1-1.
Yeah, it did, as stated earlier. Saints with an opportunity here. Here's the captain and senior here on senior day, Eli Bemis, trying to get it to the middle of the field. Nice deflection from the Cougar defender, and it'll be a clear out. Nice job from Warner Collier to cut in front. And
Good hustling.
Saints with another opportunity here, trying to spread the ball around, keep the defense on their toes and moving. And
That'll be a trip
penalty
on
called, on Curtis Hale. Tripped him.
Got a little too dirty.
Aubrey, at this time, we'd like to, since we're about 5 minutes in the game, talk about some other St. Chris athletics coming up this week.
Yes, sir. We have, on Friday night, we have the varsity football team is taking on the Lee Davis Confederates at Lee Davis, 7 p.m. at their place. So make sure you show up. It's going to be a good Friday night game under the lights.
Absolutely.
Should be interesting.
See, the issue or one of the main goals the St. Christopher Board of Athletics has for this year and athletic departments, they really want lights on the football field. A lot of the players have not experienced Friday night lights in their careers at St. Chris. Be a really fun game for the seniors on Friday, able to experience that. I think every high school football player should. Playing a public school should be a great game and fun one for sure. Saints are 7-1 on the year in football. 7-game win streak. Number 1 in the state, and
They were ranked number 8th in the Times-Dispatch top 10, I believe.
yeah, and that's the Richmond metro area, so public schools counted.
So
Collegiate.
Saints are really putting on a show this year.
Yeah. There's Robert Walmsley there with the catch. Saints have really dominated the game and ball control wise so far, Aubrey.
Yeah.
And looks like there will be a penalty called against the Cougars. It'll be a free kick for the Saints from about 30 yards out. And there will be either Taylor McDermott. Looks like Curtis Hale will be taking it. Hale chips it over the wall. Jennifer Broussard, nice head out by the Collegiate defenders.
That defender wasn't there. Gerard Broussard would have had a clean look at the goal. That was great positioning by Jonah Joseph. As Broussard puts on the shifty moves.
Gerard Broussard's definitely a guy I could see playing on the collegiate level. really skilled, came to St. Chris as a sophomore. He's got better over his 3 years here.
Really a great contributor to the team.
Nick Washington slicing inside.
Washington has been on this team since freshman year, so he is one of the veterans on this year's team.
Yeah, a lot of the veterans you would think after losing the haul of seniors they did last year, and Alexander Levingood, Ben Cooper,
Alec Davis.
Yeah, Alec Davis. They, would have fallen apart, but a lot of guys have stepped up, like Weed O'Hagan, Eli Bemis, Harry Farley.
Really have, and
There's
Jay
a
Wood has to be proud of that.
Speed of Nick Washington showing off, gets it inside to Broussard, shot on goal, and it's in.
Gerard Broussard putting it in the back of the net to take a 1-0 lead.
And that's the early start the Saints wanted. They wanted to come out hot and get on the board early, which is something they failed to do in their first matchup against Collegiate. And they're off to a great start here with that goal. It was a really nice move and pass from Nick Washington.
You got to give credit to Nick Washington with the assist. So he put it through two Collegiate defenders as Broussard was able to reach it and find the back of the net. Oh my gosh, that was number 25, T. Rigby, putting on the moves on Eli Bemis. So here goes Washington again. Over to Broussard. Now it's Tyler Ewing with the deflection.
Really good showing, actually, from the Saints student section. Students here, since it's at City Stadium Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you might think might not get a lot of guys, but it's been a really good showing. As well from Collegiate, seem to have, sadly, more fans than the Saints, but you guys are with us, and that's all that matters in support, watching from home.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Pleasure's ours.
Pass up ahead from the Cougars was intended for number 23, Robbie Aboud.
Great job by Brandon Davis on the deflection.
Yeah, Saints midfielders have done an excellent job, and there's a pass up from Broussard.
Collier with the speed.
Trying to get the corner here, tries to make a move inside. It was a nice play from the Collegiate defender. The off of Collier will be a throw-in for the Cougars. That was a really nice play there from the defender, number 16, Will Nooner. Yeah.
It's a great track runner as well. I believe he was a part of the 4x8 state champion team and outdoor track.
As I was saying, Saints midfielders have done a really good job of just maintaining ball control, keeping it on this side of the field. I mean, it's been barely that the ball is on the left side of the field.
Yeah, Saints midfielders are very versatile. They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of moves. And it's just very hard to keep them contained. As Brandon Davis and Harry Farley will check out, as Trip Owen and Nate Broughton will come in for them. So we got two sophomores. I think Washington goes up for the header. And Young will put it to the Collegiate sideline. That's Brady Spellbring is racing with, that was Taylor McDermott, who he shoved out of bounds. So that will be Saints ball. I know Hagan will be the one to kick it.
Great for the Saints to have Guido Hagen back in the lineup.
Yeah, Hagan is a fighter. Doesn't like to lose at all. Nick Washington kills his defender. Puts on the moves.
And it'll be kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for St. Chris. One's going to go out of bounds as well, so it'll end up in a corner kick for the Saints. The cross, the header, just missed over the middle, I believe. Can't tell who that is right now. It was number 2 for the Saints who
Nate Britton
tried to head it in. Yeah, Nate Broughton. And will be a goal kick for the Cougars. Another great cross opportunity off the corner kick. Unable to convert.
And not gonna lie, this game feels like a state championship game. I mean, this environment is just
Broussard on the fast break
overwhelming.
again. Shoots it off the
Hick.
crossbar and batted around by the Collegiate defenders and over the goal.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's unfortunate. As it should have been 2 for Broussard. Collegiate got a little lucky there.
Saints trying to get it back to goalkeeper Robert Walmsley, who we've not talked about that much today. He hasn't really done anything or
Hasn't really
had
that
the
much
ball in his
action.
way, yeah. Walmsley's a guy who, coming into the year, had a lot of high expectations.
He's lived up to him as well as Washington comes out for Suskin, and Wise checks in as well.
Nice move from Curtis Hale, walking around. Tries to cut it back into Collier. Nice defense from the Cougars, and be another reset. Cougars should really have to get a good possession here. They have not really done anything when they've had the ball. So here's another opportunity for the Saints. Collier using his speed, trying to get around the defender, and going to be called for a foul. Just grabbing on his jersey and his arms. So
I like the effort, you know. Doesn't want to lose this game. He's got a lot of fight in him. Saints also have a lot of young talent, or junior talent. They got 10 juniors on the team, so they got a bright future ahead of them.
Collier's cross. Tried to get it on
Wise.
the corner for Emery Wise, but
It's a little
was
too-
deflected out of bounds. Will be a throw-in.
Curtis Hale will be throwing this one in. Collegiate defenders have done a pretty good job.
The throw in from Hale gets it to Washington, heads it up. And Saints try to convert, still ball being hit around, and Collegiate will gain possession. It's a nice opportunity here on the fast break. And another good defensive play there from John Collier.
Great play by Emery Waz. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a cough.
Be really interesting to see here what Cougars were going to be able to come up with, but just nothing. They've just not even had a shot on goal yet. Saints midfielders have been awesome at keeping possession, and Walmsley, who kicked it right to a Cougar, ball will be cleared again and out of bounds.
Goes into the stands.
Yep. Ball boy's going to have to work hard for that one. Throw in from the Cougars. Gets it inside. That's 25T Rigby, and be another throw in as Cougars just trying to gain possession as the balls get deflected, and Curtis Hale tries to clear it, but Cougars will still have the ball. There's the pass inside. John Collier trying to regain it off the backspin and hits it out of bounds. Will still be Collegiate ball off the throw-in from number 23, Charles Nold.
Sorry, it's actually pronounced Noldy. As my coworker, Wayne McDermott, did not know that. He's learning.
Yeah. It's always time for learning and movement or improvement, especially in soccer games, as Collegiate can definitely still get back into this one.
Yeah, their defense
20 minutes, 30 seconds in, just
defense is really looking stout
yeah.
right now. And they got a couple key players on the defense. Number 11, Colin Ryan, was all prep last year. I actually swim with his brother. His brother's name is Liam Ryan. He's a junior. He's a hard worker. Great overall guy. You know, he's a great friend. So, yeah, shout out to him.
Cougars here with a nice possession. Ball gets away from the Cougar, number 17, Henry Mountcastle. And I believe offsides is going to be called, and be a goal kick for Walmsley and the Saints.
That's going to be offsides.
Yeah, ball was being batted around. It's actually not going to be an offsides. It will be a penalty called on the Cougars.
Can't do that.
Looks like Broughton's going to be kicking the free kick here. Attempt to the Saints an opportunity to score, and they definitely could have one here. They're stacking the box. Broughton gets it over the wall. Hale just can't get there. It's a pretty good kick from Broughton.
Britton. Sorry, my Wayne McDermott has a hard time pronouncing some names.
I do, actually. It's Somebody actually
But
struggled.
he's the captain of this team, so we respect him. He's done a lot for this program.
Thank you,
We're gonna
Aubrey.
miss him next year.
Appreciate
It's gonna
that.
be sad to
I'm
see you
gonna miss
go.
you too. I'm also gonna miss Saint Soccer as they lead 1-0 against the Cougars. Just about halfway into the first half. Saints have really dominated so far. Early goal was scored by Gerard Broussard, and he had opportunity at another that went off the crossbar and almost bounced in. Nice defensive play from Emery Wise. That'll be another throw, and subs come in. Eli Bemis, senior, coming in for Emery Wise. And Cougars just batting the ball around midfield. Saints are going to regain possession here. Cougars are going to regain the ball and still looking to make something happen. Yet to even get a shot on goal so far. Saints defenders doing an amazing job.
Yeah, the Collegiate offense has really been getting some good possessions on their side of the field, but the Saints defense is just playing a very aggressive game. They're not letting anything slide. It's a good job by Guido Hagen to clear it out, get it to Bemis. As he hits Broussard, who's racing up the sideline.
Ball's deflected. Great defensive play there.
That was number
16, Will Nooner, and
Broussard thought he had that one one-on-one, and
definitely
Nooner just
if he
proved
got
him
that
wrong.
on the edge, he could have crossed it in. Saints just doing anything to keep the Cougars from having possession as ball gets advanced. Hale tried to get it to Gerard Broussard, couldn't quite get it there. And ball goes out of bounds on the far side. Be a throw-in for the Cougars.
I think Washington's battling his defender, wins the battle, and he's getting across midfield as still contains possession. Now Nate Sawitsky takes it back for Collegiate, does a couple moves, No, oh my goodness. John Collier just puts him to the ground. John Collier's a very physical player.
Collegiate, though, going to end up getting their first opportunity here to put the ball in the net. It's a free kick from just outside the box. Wall's going to have to back up. Here's the kick. Crosses it in. Header. No good. Cleared out by the Saints. Collegiate will maintain possession. And there's another clear out.
Ian Cox, as he is
Gets
tripped
knocked to the
up.
ground. That was number 22.
Robbie Aboud.
Aboud.
Sorry, we just had two different pronunciations of that last name.
Going to be a free kick here. Again for the Saints from just past midfield. O'Hagan's going to take it. Pretty good kick. Gets it right into the back of Washington. And tripped up there. Nick Washington is going to be called for another foul. Cougars just really just have not had an opportunity today. I mean, they've had 0 shots on goal. Here's the pretty good cross here. And inside, there's an opportunity, and Cougars cannot capitalize. Aubrey, what happened there?
I mean, that was a great placement of the ball. It's just that number 7, I believe that is, David Sheehan. He was a little late getting that ball, and that ball was a little placed outside of the goal, so he couldn't really get to it in time. That's my neighbor friends, dude. They're going to watch this. I'm going to have to give him a shout out.
Saints really haven't had any good opportunities either. Been a really defensive-sided game since the Gerard Broussard ball off the crossbar. Be interesting to see if the Saints defenders do end up getting tired and Collegiate can capitalize off opportunities more often.
Yeah, there's not many opportunities to get a chance like that, and Collegiate just missed a great one to tie it up. But instead, the Saints still lead 1-0.
Here's the cross from the Saints. It'll go back in the net and be another goal kick for the Cougars.
Yeah, Cougars really finding an answer to the Saints' defense after Broussard scored that first goal. So I think the Collegiate defense is playing with a little bit of revenge as they do not want to give up another goal. So that's Nick Washington getting in on a slide tackle. Ian Cox, the freshman, crosses it. Gets into
Oh,
Washington
nice
with a little
move
spin
from
move. Oh,
Nick
my
Washington.
goodness.
Yeah. Still stolen away from the Cougars and knocked out of bounds by Warner Collier. Or that's actually Taylor McDermott, excuse me.
And Nick Washington's also a member of the swim team. Great overall athlete.
Batting around for the ball. Hagen is going to come up with it. There's a kick ahead. Ian Cox trying to get there, trying to beat the goalie. Not sure what the goalie was doing.
Yeah, it seemed like they just both stopped.
He came out of the box and he couldn't use his hands. He didn't realize that.
You can't use their hands in soccer.
Yeah, and almost risky there for the Collegiate goalie. Number 18, Peyton Garst.
Shoves Brandon Davis into the ground.
Free kick opportunity for the Cougars. Crossed in, headed out by McDermott.
So we got Cox racing the midfield. Gets it to Collier, who's racing out the sideline. He's got a couple of defenders in front of him.
Collier tries to make a move, tripped up. No penalty called. And it's going to be, looks like an injured Saint down on the field. Subs come on. And I believe that's Ian Cox who was down on the field. He will get back up,
And the
fortunately.
freshman really does a lot for this team. It's sad to see him go down, but we hope that he comes back into play later in the game.
I think he will based off how he's running off the field. Cross inside.
I
Believe he was offsides anyways, so yeah, still a nice opportunity they could have had.
Maury's not in the game. He said Levy's offside. You have a little collision in the goal right there as the Saints almost took a 2-0 lead, as that was Curtis Hale and Peyton Garst got a little tangled up in the goal.
Saints just again with another opportunity, just failing to capitalize. Game could easily be 3-0 right now. Collegiate's only had a couple shots on goal, so I'd say Saints are winning this first half for sure. About 37 minutes in.
Collegiate's bringing some pressure to the Saints' defensive side of the field, but Broden quickly recovers.
Saints volleying it. Collier trying to beat the defender. We kicked out. It was number 12, James Begley,
And Waz will come in for Bemis.
Throw in for the Saints.
Yeah, Colin Ryan really playing some solid defense for the Cougars, number 11. He's a sophomore. He was on this team last year.
Yeah, Cougars have definitely gotten off to a slower start than they had in their first game against the Saints. Basically, opposite narrative here. Collegiate got off to an early lead back in September, and here in late October, Saints off to an early lead and look to have all the momentum.
Yeah, I'd say the Saints have had a great overall season. They have won the majority of their games by a large margin.
I believe they only have 2 more games, including this one. So, I believe they play Woodbury on Friday.
And you said if they win this game, they win the Prep League. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So that'll be exciting to see what happens tonight.
Saints have been dominant in the Prep League past several years.
As we got Gerard Broussard racing for this one. Garce is going to get it.
From Garce's kick, but opportunity for the Cougars now. Advancing the ball.
That's Collier, clears it.
Cleared by John Collier. That one will go out of bounds.
Yes, here we go. We got Broussard again. That's well defended by number 15, Tyler Ewing. Or excuse me, that was number 16, Will Nooner. That'll be a corner kick for the Saints. They get it to Broussard again. Get it to Collier. He's got a good look at the goal. Gets past one defender.
Deflected out of bounds. Ricochet off the stands on the other side of the field. There's a kick in, trying to get it to Broussard.
Got a Hagen chasing him. Nooner's on the track team, so he's pretty speedy.
Nice
That's
defensive
Hagen
play there from Guido
down.
Hagen, yeah. Nearing in the final minutes of the first half. If you're just joining us, Saints lead 1-0. Goal was scored in, I believe, the 8th minute by Gerard Broussard. Saints have really dominated on both sides of the ball. Not giving many opportunity to the Cougars and having plenty of opportunity to themselves. It could easily be a
great play by
game.
Collier. Gets to Broussard.
Back to Collier, just a bit too far for him. Bicycle kick from Collier will be caught by Garst, and it'll be a throw, or a kick, excuse me.
Walmsley's going to track that ball down.
Opportunity from the Cougars here off the corner kick. Kicked up. Walmsley goes up for it. Deflected. Another opportunity cleared. Cougars still batting the ball around. It's back outside. Chip shot on goal. Walmsley
Great play by
just
Walmsley.
barely knocks it over the end of the goal. Great play from him.
Yeah, Walmsley's got great athleticism. Leaped up to get that ball and punched it over the net. As there'll be another corner kick for the Cougars.
Now in the 44th minute. 1 minute plus extra time remaining in the half. Saints look to be going into halftime up. Here's Eli Bemis advancing it to Broussard. Broussard gets in the box. Nice slide tackle there and
It's Nooner again. He's a
deflected out of
great
bounds. Yeah, nice shot from
defensive
Nooner
player.
there. Deflected up in the air. Bemis gets it stolen from him. That's Noldy. And it'll be out of bounds. I believe that was number 6, Brandon Davis, who knocked it out. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. He's trying to score and get themselves on the board. This first half, we're now in extra time.
Great play by Curtis Hale.
Yeah, nutmeg the defender. Levy tried to get it over to Brandon Davis. Nick Washington picks it up. Levy on the right side. Gets it inside to Bemis. And that'll be the end of the first half. Saints lead 1-0 off the goal from Gerard Broussard. Be right back with you guys for the start of the second half. Back here for the start of the second half. Here with Aubrey Bowles and Oliver Sable on the camera. Saints lead 1-0 after the goal from Gerard Broussard earlier on. And really, Aubrey, what were some of the takeaways from the first half?
The Saints really came out firing on both cylinders. Broussard scored with that quick goal of his, and the Saints prevailed on defense. They had a couple good looks on goal, but couldn't convert. And Collegiate also had a couple good goals, but did not find the back of the net. So I think the Saints just got to play smart on defense and offense and put pressure on both sides.
Yeah, Saints really have done well with ball control, midfielders and defenders doing a great job just controlling the ball. And looks to be a penalty there on the Cougars, so just the side of field switches at the start of the half. Aubrey, this is a similar narrative to the one we saw at Collegiate earlier in the year, as just flipped on both teams, as Saints now off to the hot start early and Cougars start off cold. As there's a opportunity, that was Levy, I believe, on the left side, Farley on the left side, who took a shot on goal, was wide left.
That was a good header by Nick Washington to set up Farley. Potential goal, but it was just a little left.
Collegiate trying to advance here. Ball's kicked inside and cleared by O'Hagan.
The Saints are really coming out with that great defense again, as they did in the first half. I'm sure Coach Wood was pleased with their performance.
Cougars just trying to have some possession, and it went stolen again from John Collier, and nice pass from Farley over to Warner Collier. There's a ball to Gerard Broussard. Goalkeeper comes out. No goalkeeper on the goal, and Broussard trying to make a move. Shot just off the side of the net and out of bounds.
That was a great play from Broussard. As the goalie was out, saw an opportunity, came up just short of the goal.
Fast break here for the Cougars. A nice knockout there from Guido Hagen, and able to put the Cougar push to a hold for some time. Cougars still knocking the ball around. It seems already like the Cougars have come out of the half and really started to turn things up a notch offensively, not really dropping anybody back on defense, keeping a lot of guys on the right side of the field. Apologies for the break. We're right back here in the 51st minute of the senior day game between the St. Christopher's Saints and Collegiate Cougars. Basically a battle for the prep league as Saints are up 1-0 after the goal in the 8th minute from Gerard Broussard. Saints looking to add on to that lead. Ball's kicked out of bounds and over the goal.
Collier gains possession. Battle on the sideline, that'll be Collegiate ball.
Saints just trying to get anything going towards the goal. They seem to be playing really defensive here so far in this half. Just not trying to let anything up as they do. The Cougars are going to come out trying to score early.
Collegiate had a good opportunity to score, but Saints defense is too good.
Ball again kicked out of bounds. Remain. Actually be Saints ball as subs come in. Going off, it's going to be Brandon Davis and Taylor McDermott coming in. It's going to be number 2, Nate Bruton, and I believe that was Maury Levy. Crossover from Collier trying to get it to Broussard. Bemis going back to the ball and kicks it out of bounds, and be a goal kick for the Cougars. Cougars still just trying to get anything going towards the goal. Definitely had more of time of possession here this half of play. Ball knocked out of bounds. Cross to Bemis. Bemis crosses back. And nice job from the Cougar defender, number 16, Will Nooner, and we knocked out of bounds. Cross, nice play from the goalkeeper there. It's Peyton Garst again, the goalkeeper from the first half, as the Cougars trying to advance, but Nick Washington using his speed.
So we're going to make some subs here as Trip Owen comes in for Harry Farley.
Heading into the 59th minute, still pretty. Nothing really happening so far in this first half. Both teams playing pretty hard and just trying to advance the ball. Broussard in the middle of the field. Tried to get it on the edge to Curtis Hale, but no opportunity. Collegiate still just trying to get anything going towards the goal. Have not been able to convert any opportunities they've had on this side of the field.
Saints have done a great job containing Collegiate defensively. Haven't really gotten the looks they wanted offensively. Here's Collier to Broussard as Collegiate intercepts the pass.
pass up ahead from Bemis to Broussard. Pretty good defensive play, and a foul's going to be called on Broussard. So he was going back for the ball. The collegiate defender is down on the field. Now Aubrey, looking on the Cougar side of the ball, what can they do, I guess, to get back in this game? As Saints have really seemed to dominate on both sides.
Yeah, well, the Cougars are getting a couple good looks, but I think they're making some careless mistakes, and I don't think they're communicating enough.
That could have been a goal there. Again, Gerard Broussard got the nice touch pass from Nick Washington and could not convert. Shot on the ground was wide right, but what were you saying there, Aubrey, about
I think the Cougars they've gotten the ball inside the box and they've had a couple good looks, but really haven't been able to convert. Passes have been too long or too short, or the receivers haven't really been in the right spot. So I think just a lot of communication and some better understanding is going to allow the Cougars to score.
Yeah, and that all, credit goes to the Saints defense tonight. They've played super well. Here's an opportunity, though, for the Cougars. And pretty good kick. Walmsley had to come out a bit for it, and nice deflection from the Saints as there's another kick and wide left of the goal.
Collegiate had some good opportunities right there, but Saints just had better defense. The Collegiate fans wanted a penalty there as a player went down.
Fans are starting to get into it as we're nearing halfway through the second half.
Got Jeff Moore on the loudspeaker down there.
Yeah.
Good save by Walmsley.
Yeah, Saints defense and Walmsley have really stepped it up today. To both sides of the ball just playing extremely well. For the Saints is a really all-around game. They've had a couple opportunities on offense that I think they wish they could get back, but
As Broussard goes nutmeg on a Collegiate defender, and that will be a corner kick for him. As Nick Washington will take this corner.
gonna be a goal kick here for the Cougars. I think both teams have really struggled here offensively this half. Wouldn't you say, Aubrey? Both teams really not getting a lot of chances.
They have both teams making careless mistakes. As the first half, both teams seem to be on point.
Both teams just moving the ball around, just trying to get anything to go their way.
We got Broussard and his brother Jarrett fighting for the balls. We got Collier going, shoots. And just to the left, as that was a great play by Garce.
About 20 minutes left here in the second half.
As Ford comes in for Levy. And Bemis comes in for Wise.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jay Wood wants to make the defense as strong as possible here going into the final stretch. There's the cross, too close to the goal, and pretty easy catch made by Garst.
Yeah, Garce has been playing very well this whole game, really. I mean, he let in that kick from Broussard, but other than that, he's been spectacular. He's been saving some difficult shots by the Saints attackmen.
Yeah, definitely. Offside's going to be called there on Jared Broussard. Jay Wood just trying to get some fresh legs in there. Be interesting to see, down the stretch in games of more importance, such as state semifinals, state quarterfinals, even state finals, if it gets to that point. The Saints have found themselves in those positions the past couple years, what type of guys Jay Wood ends up going to. And how having some clock issues here, but we're back, and more subs coming on for St. Chris.
John Collier just runs over two Collegiate defenders.
Yeah, foul's going to be called on the first one. Collegiate player is down.
Looks like to be number 9, Nate Sawitsky. Is he still limping? Hope he's okay.
There's the cross for Collegiate over the heads of, it was number 13, James Patterson, going for the ball and just couldn't quite get there.
The World Series starts today.
Yeah, a lot of good sporting events today. Got NBA tip-off as well.
William, what's your favorite NBA team?
Denver Nuggets. What about you, Aubrey?
I'm a big Miami Heat guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. That was a hard hit that Harry Farley took out of bounds.
That was by James Beagley.
Yeah. Gonna get the quick corner kick. Saints trying to move quickly. Cross from Collier. Nobody can get there. Be cleared out by the Cougars. Goalkeeper comes out. Ball still on the ground. And it looks to be another corner for the Saints. Close to the 80th minute. Cougars really running out of time here, Aubrey.
Yeah. Just haven't seemed to find an answer.
Saints just trying to keep possession here for the final 12 minutes. Here's Collier's shot went off the side of his foot and to the left of the goal.
And Broussard actually bounced it off a Collegiate defender right back to himself to get it to Collier, but Collier just hooked it left.
Ball's going to go out of bounds. Just Saints really just trying to keep possession. Cougars, these last 10 minutes are really going to do everything they can.
So, William, who do you want to win tonight, the Astros or the Nationals?
Personally, I'm a Nationals fan, so of course the Nationals. Rough first inning for the Nats, though. Gurriel doubled and brought in 2 runs with 2 outs. So
I'm sorry.
Scherzer's on the mound tonight for the Nats, and Cy Young candidate Garrett Cole for the Astros. It's going to be a great series, game 1.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So now officially in the 80th minute. Going to be interesting to see here what Cougars end up doing. So they're still down.
We have a pretty decent student turnout today for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see the support here. Free admission, canned food drive.
As David Sheehan was trying to get something going there for the Cougars. But O'Hagan and Walmsley were there to stop it.
Cougars just trying to advance. Just at this point, they're starting. You can tell they're starting to get a little bit desperate. Just flinging the ball on that side of the field.
Collegiate's going to make some subs. Sarah Farlow's batting 2 Cougars over theirs. Goes out on St. Chris, so Collegiate's going to get a corner kick here. Sorry, our clock is a bit messed up. This will be an issue. 83 minutes and counting in this soccer matchup this evening. Saints lead 1-0. Broussard scored in the first half, early in the first half.
Yeah, so Saints are going to regain possession there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the clock issue we're having. It's 83 minutes right now, as you said, Aubrey. Broussard kicking it ahead to Bemis on the wing.
As Ryan is
I
down.
believe that it got ricocheted. And, no, it actually didn't, so it will be a goal kick.
As Broussard and Ryan got a little tangled up, and Ryan's still shaking up. Hope he's okay.
And be a free kick for the Cougars, I guess.
That's a good play by O'Hagan to head it out of bounds, so the Cougars couldn't get a shot off. Saints are still fighting here on offense. As multiple Saints are getting touches on offense and defense, as Collier goes up for a header against Nolde. That'll be Cougars' ball.
Cougars batting the ball around. There was an opportunity there. Cougars again, nice defense there from the Saints, able to knock it back out.
Good job by Bemis sacrificing his body for that block. Saints regain possession. Broussard gets in front of his defense, got one-on-one. And that's
that
a trip
should
by
be
the
a penalty
goalie.
kick. I believe they will give him a penalty kick. Is that a red card?
I believe that is.
And Broussard's actually struggling to get up here.
Collegiate goalkeeper is very upset right now. Didn't agree with the call at all.
And the Cougars don't have any goalie to defend, as Garst was kicked out of the game for that.
As Kayo's going to kick this.
I'm not quite sure if a player that was on the field has to be in goal, or it looks like they'll bring in a goalie. It's going to be
Acom Dillon.
Acom Dillon, yeah. He's walking out there, and be interesting to see what happens here. Looks like it'll be Collier kicking it. Yeah, it'll be Collier instead of Broussard kicking the penalty kick, and here it is. Collier, and he scores. Saints take a 2-0 lead.
Collier kicked it right. Dillon went left. And Collier is going crazy right now.
Warner Collier shushes the Collegiate crowd.
The Saints fans are fired up right now. So it is now the 90th minute. I'm going to go into a little bit of extra time here.
Yeah, so interesting to see how much extra time they get. Cougars just trying to do anything at this point. Should be a decent amount of extra time here. And Saints, Aubrey looks like they're going to take home the Prep League title.
It's an exciting night for the Saints.
Another foul called. Still giving them a lot of extra time here. Saints making some subs. Austin Ford, number 8, coming into the game. Oh, here's an opportunity for the Cougars, and that was nowhere close to the goal, so going to be a goal kick for Walmsley. And that's
That'll
the
be the
game.
game.
Yeah, Saints take home the Prep League title in a 2-0 victory over Collegiate here from City Stadium. Saints, Gerard Broussard scored in the 8th minute, and then the 90th minute, Warner Collier on a penalty kick, which was set up by Gerard Broussard in a one-on-one against the goalie, who eventually got red carded for, I believe, diving at Broussard's ankles. But Saints ended up winning. I'm William McDermott, joined with Aubrey Bowles. Saints should have their next game later this week on Friday against Woodbury Forest, and they'll move on to the state playoffs. Our next broadcast is going to be later this week, and varsity football will be taking on Lee Davis High School Friday night. Thank you for joining us.